I don't know when love became something dangerous, something we need to protect ourselves from, something we're supposed to fear. And I'm starting with this because I know some of you listening right now, you felt that. You recognized yourself in those words. Look, I'm not here to lecture you. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong and I'm right. I'm definitely not some guru or relationship coach trying to sell you a formula. I'm just someone who's been there, someone who's felt what you're feeling. And maybe, just maybe, hearing someone else say it out loud will help you see things a little differently. The truth is, we're terrified of falling in love. We're terrified of opening ourselves up to another person. And most of the time, it's because we're still carrying wounds from before. We've been hurt, we've been broken, and there's this enormous fear living inside us that won't let go. I used to be exactly where you are. I used to say relationships were pointless, that they were a wasted time, that the risk of getting hurt wasn't worth whatever happiness might come from it. And I know some of you still think this way. I know you've convinced yourself that love isn't worth the price you'll have to pay.
I'm not going to change your mind with just these words, I know that. But I wish someone had told me back then that the way I was thinking, it wasn't protecting me. It was just keeping me alone. Because here's what I realized. All those beliefs about relationships being meaningless, they were just excuses. They were armor I wore because I was scared. Really, truly scared. And by telling myself that relationships didn't work, that they were all destined to fail, I never had to face that fear. I never had to risk anything. The worst part, I played the victim, constantly. And I know those aren't pretty words to hear. Nobody wants to be told they're playing the victim. But when I look back now, that's exactly what I was doing. Every time things didn't work out, I had a story, ready. Nobody sees the real me. I'm not good enough. I'm not attractive enough. I'm not interesting enough. Just throwing stones at my own reflection, building walls higher and higher. I used to think it was shallow when someone was attracted to another person physically first. I thought real connection should somehow transcend appearance, should see directly into someone's soul. But that's not how human beings work. That's not how any of this works. We're visual creatures. When we meet someone, we see their face first, their eyes, their smile, the way they move through space. That's not shallow, that's just being human. The depth comes later when you start discovering who they are beneath the surface, their fears, their dreams, their strange little habits, the way they think about the world. But all of this, all of these thoughts I had, they were just shields, just ways to avoid the real issue, which was simple, terrifying fear. When my first real relationships ended badly, something broke inside me. Maybe something broke inside you too. And after you've been hurt like that, really hurt, it leaves a mark that doesn't fade easily. It becomes hard to trust people, hard to believe that trying again won't just lead to the same pain. Because entering a relationship means making yourself vulnerable. It means risking your heart all over again. And that's what terrifies us most, isn't it? The idea of giving everything to someone, of trusting them completely, only to have them leave, only to have them break that trust, only to find yourself alone again, bleeding from wounds you swore you'd never let anyone inflict again. We convince ourselves the story will repeat, that we'll be treated badly again, that our heart will shatter into the same pieces it did before. We're afraid of the betrayal, afraid of being made to feel small, afraid of that specific kind of pain that only comes from someone you truly cared about. And I get it. I really do. But here's what I want to talk about, because over time I've noticed something. People say, I don't want a relationship because I don't want to get hurt again, or relationships are just a waste of time and money. And while there's some truth in those feelings, I think we need to look deeper. If you're young, if you're still figuring out who you are, if your priority is still school, friends, discovering yourself, then yeah, maybe serious relationships aren't the move right now. I was a desperate teenager too, 14, 15 years old, wanting a girlfriend because everyone else had one, wanting to fit in, wanting to feel chosen, wanted, attractive, looking for validation in all the wrong places because my self-worth was in the basement. But as you grow older, as you accumulate experience and knowledge, as you become more of who you're meant to be, relationships can become something beautiful.
something worth having. We don't talk enough about what a healthy relationship can offer. We lump everything together, calling it all a waste of time, when that's simply not true. A genuine connection with another person, a relationship built on mutual respect and care, that can enrich your life in ways nothing else can. But listen carefully to what I'm about to say. You don't need a relationship to be complete. You don't need another person to be whole. That whole idea of finding your other half, it's backwards. It's wrong. There aren't two half people wandering around waiting to form one complete person. There should be two whole people, two complete individuals who choose to share their lives together. If you don't love yourself yet, if you don't enjoy your own company, if you feel incomplete on your own, you're not ready for a relationship. Because looking for someone to fill the empty spaces inside you, that's a recipe for disaster. The moment they're gone, you'll realize how much you depended on them, and it will hurt in ways you can't imagine. A healthy relationship requires two healthy people. You can't build something strong on a broken foundation. If one person is damaged or both are, there will be problems. That's guaranteed. I know I'm going broader here, talking about relationships in general, but the core of what I want to tell you is this: don't be afraid. Healthy relationships are valuable. They matter. They can change your life for the better. Think of it as a team. That's what a relationship should be. A team that supports each other through everything. Not dependence, but partnership. The right person will push you toward your dreams, toward your goals, toward becoming the best version of yourself. They'll tell you what you need to hear, not just what you want to hear. They'll be honest, but with love, with empathy. Having a partner isn't life or death. It's not mandatory. You can live a full, beautiful, complete life without one. And honestly, that should be your starting point. Be whole on your own first. Be happy alone. Learn to be your own best friend. But don't write off relationships entirely just because you're afraid of pain. Don't dismiss them all as worthless just because some of them hurt you. Yes, toxic relationships exist. Yes, those are a waste of time. Yes, those will hurt you. But even those teach us something. Even the painful experiences shape who we become. Everything I've learned, everything I can share with you now comes from the things that went wrong. If my life had been perfect, I'd have nothing to say, nothing to offer, no wisdom to share. There's a phrase I love, though I don't know who said it first. Being afraid of love because you might suffer is like being afraid of living because you might die. Sounds dramatic, right? But it's true. I'm in a relationship now, a healthy one. One where I feel calm, at peace, genuinely happy. And when I talked about this before, some people responded with their own fears, disguised as warnings. You'll break up eventually. They'll hurt you. Just wait. People projecting their traumas onto my life. And look, I'm not immune to heartbreak. I know things can change. I know people can leave. I know nothing is guaranteed. But why would I live in fear of suffering when I'm busy loving someone? Suffering is part of life. It happens. But what we take away from those experiences isn't the pain. It's the knowledge that we loved truly, that we gave everything, that we were brave enough to try. That's what matters. Even if things end, even if the person you're with now isn't the person you'll be with forever, you'll have the peace of knowing you did it right. You loved with your whole heart, and that's never a waste. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Take the risk. Go all in. If there's a real connection with someone, if feelings are growing on both sides, don't avoid it just because you're scared. Don't deny yourself something beautiful just because you're worried about what might happen later. You don't know if you'll get hurt. You don't know if it will end. But if it does, you'll survive it. You will. And you'll be stronger for it. Think of life as a collection of experiences, of moments, of stories. everything adds up. Everything contributes to who you are today. The good and the bad. The joy and the heartbreak. It all matters. It's all valuable. Don't let fear make your choices for you. Don't let old wounds keep you from something real. You deserve love. You deserve connection. You deserve to feel what it's like when someone truly sees you and chooses you anyway. And if you're listening to this right now, nursing a broken heart, don't let the worst thing that happened to you define every tomorrow you have left. There's someone out there who will treat your heart like the precious thing it is. Someone who will prove to you that not everyone leaves, not everyone hurts you, not everyone breaks their promises, but you have to be willing to let them in. And maybe that's the hardest part, opening the door again after you've been hurt, trusting again after you've been betrayed, believing again after you've been disappointed. But what's the alternative? Staying locked away forever? Convincing yourself you're safer alone? That's not safety. That's just a different kind of suffering. So be brave. Not reckless, but brave. Know yourself first. Love yourself first. Become whole on your own. And then, when the time is right, when you meet someone who makes you feel like the world makes sense again, let yourself feel it. Let yourself try. Because love, real love, is worth every risk we take to find it. And that's all I wanted to say tonight. And if you felt something tonight, stay a little longer. Subscribe, and let's keep healing together.